Hello, my name is Duncan Alderdice, and the reason I'm making these videos is to document the journey I take as I become who I am. This is technically the second time I'm recording this, and I'm re-recording today's episode just because the one before I got a little angry at the fact that the two demos that I held are booked yesterday. One rescheduled and no-showed me, and then the other one didn't, forgot about it, and then we had to reschedule. And I think I'm getting frustrated by me prioritizing someone else's time and then that not being reciprocated. And it just is explosive. But what has occurred right now, it's 9 o'clock, is I had dinner, so I ate something and felt better. And then saw that someone actually booked a same-day appointment with me at 7:45 my time. And so that call lasted an hour. They didn't end up closing, but it was a good opportunity. It was a good conversation, and there's the potential for it to move forward. They were just in the more information stage, but like they said, our offer seems to be more effective. Anyway, I'm not going to obsess about it, but I could feel myself today getting a little frustrated by the fact that I've closed a $10,000 deal and I'm only at $14K at this point. Want to be closing more than that and seeing other people closing a lot. I'm just kind of getting frustrated with it. But because this demo booked and held and has potential to close long term, and I know then I just saw another one that was booked for me on the 18th, which is Thursday, which is someone who actually filled out the website, that I need to just kind of just chill. I just control what I can control and forget about what I can't control. And I am not attached to the outcome right now. I am obsessed with it, and that isn't effective or healthy. Not healthy isn't the word, but productive or useful. That if this is something that I've been thinking and was brought up in my one-on-one with my sales manager, but the things I'm doing today are making progress towards making positive progress towards the long-term goals I have for myself. And although in the micro, I'd like to just have that 40K, large payday paycheck, get a 10K deal and just feel on top of the world. But that isn't that it feels significant in the micro, but on the long term, I won't really care about it. That what's more important is, can I hit quota consistently? And if I can hit quota consistently, which is the result of me doing the habits I can do every single day consistently, then that result will happen. Then the day-to-day annoyance of people saying they'll show up to a time the very next day and then forgetting about it, or just not picking up the phone or replying to a text or an email despite me calling 3 or 4 times. That can... I shouldn't let that get to me. As well as, more importantly, and because I've been watching the 51 dials on the day, 2 booked demos. So still something positive. One was a Facebook inbound, and another one was a more closed lost, from cold kind of thing. We're gonna call it a cold call, which both of them hold later this week, as well as, and we held 4 demos on the day. Could have been 7, but then there's some. But one was good. One was promised to close, I think, later this week. I think if I click on this, I don't actually know. Hold on, maybe not. Yeah, on Friday, we'll see what level, but good energy. And then, so that was that. But watching the UK's most hated sales trainers telephone prospecting training. He's talking about things, the good things. The good things that he is discussing are in regards to, there's a framework of psychology that there's 3 stages of egos, the child, parent, and adult. It's well documented. More what it is speaking to is when you're having a conversation, sometimes the person you're speaking to will ask you a question, and you, the adaptive child who wants to be liked and wants to please, will answer the question. but that isn't effective within the context of a sales meeting. You need to raise yourself to the level of the parent or the adult speaking to an adult or speaking to their inner child kind of thing. I'm not doing a great job of explaining it precisely. But more where this is going is when I called the 2 inbound leads that didn't show up to meet the meetings that I had yesterday, I called within like 5 minutes of them filling it out, but then didn't want to take up too much of their time. We're just trying to see why you filled out the ad and see if it would make sense to book a time later this week and then get off the phone, just not bug them too much, which is that adaptive people-pleasing child where I need to be more of a not a critical parent. I don't know what the actual, what in this framework, what the actual word is, but actually figure out if it's, like, for me, if it's worthwhile to have a conversation with them. Because just simply booking a time, which is that junior AE mentality, just like I want to get them on the phone, like on the calendar, it's proved to be working against me. And that if they really were busy, they'd tell me. But if they're not telling me, then I should spend the time there actually qualifying to see if it's worth my time to have a longer conversation with them. That, yes, I see the fact that it's a paid Facebook inbound, and so I get blinders of going like, oh, I just got to close them like it's hot, hot, hot. But that isn't necessarily the case. They might just be scrolling on social media and, you know, let's check this out, but not really have any intent to really do anything. And that's what I want to be. What the goals for the week are to not answer people's questions so quickly. Like, try to either pause, but as more importantly, answer their questions with a question. Now, not just to be a dick, but more if they're trying to take control of the conversation and asking a question instead of that adaptive child wanting to people please, going like no. I'll be the critical parent and speak back. Go like well, why are you asking that question? Before, like, figure out why they're asking the question before answering the question they ask. Of course, there's nuance to it. Because if I do a better job qualifying on the prospecting call, that will lead me to have less demos booked, but more effective demos booked. And less demos booked looks bad, but in reality, more demos booked looks like a day like today where I had 3 that either didn't show up or rescheduled. I wasn't prioritized. Whereas if it's more effective, then we both agree where this conversation is needed. More importantly, the person that I'm speaking to thinks it's a good idea to have that conversation, which, if I'm honest with myself, the 2 demos that didn't show up or rescheduled, I was the one pushing for the meeting, not them. And that needs to switch. And then so like I'm kind of going like, okay, so let's relax. Or not relax, but like, let's understand. I want the big win, but I might not deserve the big win yet. I might not have worked and earned the big win yet. It feels like I've done a lot of work, but I haven't done enough work to get that big win. And to obsess about the fact that I'm not getting that big win already is only going to work against me and not for me. But if I zoom out and see the longer time frame in the bigger picture, I'm seeing these little challenges that I'm working through right now are building the bridge towards that big win that I'm ultimately trying to get to, and to focus on that. Yeah, this is the one I'm going to upload, not the other one. I was a little hungry there. I said more harsh, vulgar, violent, just inappropriate things that were more emotional and aggressive and angry, and not indicative of how I truly felt, more about not indicative of what I truly thought, more indicative of how I was feeling emotionally at that moment. I think I felt hurt or violated that someone would agree to meet, two people would agree to meet with me a day after, and then just brush me off like I'm being walked all over. But we're not going to dwell on that any further. I'm tired, but I feel better. I've been waking up earlier because I've been going to bed on time now that I, well, technically don't have a car, but more on that later. Like I haven't bought more weed, so I haven't been smoking, so I get to sleep more, as well as I haven't drank for now 16 days straight, which not like I'm not counting, which is good that I'm not, it's not obsessing in my head that I'm counting, but like I'm just seeing that. But so I have 2 weekends in a row where I'm not just like losing that sleep time and like have to recover, which ultimately is moving me in the better direction. Yeah, that is where I will end it, and I will talk to you later.